Okay, so you're probably wondering why I'm in this position, which I would normally save for, weekends, holidays, special occasions. Well, actually, technically, this is a special occasion because I do want to bring something to note in a few minutes. I will be doing that. But first things first, my low, my high, my act of kindness. My low? Oh, it's just that I kind of ordered technically the wrong thing. I tried for lunch yesterday from Emilio's. Honestly, I tried to fix it, but it was already kind of too late. Plus, the person in charge of taking the order purposely wouldn't really listen to me. So, that got me upset. For the record, I actually ordered I wanted to order a Philly cheesesteak sub from Emilio's. It had mushrooms, peppers, and onions on it. That was my original order. However, I also forgot to order all dressed. That also comes with, lettuce, tomato, dressing. It's actually really good that way. It's messy, but it's so good. I mean, it was still a good sub, I guess. It just, could use I like having veggies, Well, plus, luckily I had a salad for dinner last night. Well, it wasn't the only thing I had for dinner, but, some salad was good. I actually wound up having, what did I have for dinner last night? Holy cow. Did I just review what I had for dinner? Really? Oh, right. I had some rigatonis with meat sauce. That's what I made. I made that for myself last night. That was really good. And some garlic bread, too. Gotta have garlic bread. Cheesy garlic bread. I didn't have mozzarella, so I just had American cheese. I'm like, yeah, I'll just do that. It's fine. Anyway, my high was, I didn't get to see my dad yesterday. That was really nice. Very nice, in fact. As well as, because here's the thing. Over the weekend, my uncle got in a very terrible leg accident. If you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, it's the same injury Dak Prescott had last year. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But he's back home. That's great. So that's a high, I guess. And my act of kindness was, my father asked me to help out with a couple things, and I helped him. And again, I got to see my dad yesterday, so that's really good. But now that that's all taken care of, good morning and happy Wednesday, or happy hump day if you're feeling like saying hump day. Or just plain Wednesday, it's fine by me. So, you're probably wondering why I'm sitting here right now. Well, it's funny, whenever I talk about this, I always find myself wanting to be in this sort of format that I make the video in. But, it makes sense. The first time I talked about this, I was sitting here. And I know I've sat here several times talking about him, and I can bring it up again. And that is Chuggaaconroy. You're probably, oh, good Lord, what did Chuggaaconroy do now? Well, believe it or not, I said before that he's currently working on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is hands down the biggest project he has ever done. I wanted to bring special mention to that because it's a game that's filled with two stories. And actually, as of Monday, I was with my parents on Monday night, so I wasn't able to watch it, so I had to watch it yesterday. As of Monday, this past Monday, he completed the first story. 136 episodes in. Each ranging from around 18 to 20 minutes to over an hour, with well over an hour 16 when he finally completed it all. And again, to put things into perspective, his favorite game of all time is the first Xenoblade Chronicles. And that was only 119 episodes. Main game and post game, because, it's an RPG. Lots of RPGs have post game material. Even Pokemon nowadays, actually, even in the original games, even the original Pokemon games, there was a post-game content. You had to catch Mewtwo eventually, right? But that's a topic for a different day. But yes. So, You guys are probably wondering. Well, I should probably explain also that the videos in the first Xenoblade Chronicles game that Chuggaaconroy did really weren't that long. I mean, yeah, it's some very long ones. Like the first one was like, I think the first video was like 47 minutes or something like that. So it has some pretty long videos in there. But with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you have videos that surpass, sometimes even dwarf that. So trust me, I guarantee you that's a lot. So you're probably wondering, 136 episodes in. That's correct. He still has to do the post game, which is probably going to do more. Which, before I continue, I just want to say, 136 episodes for the main story is actually a little less than what I thought it was going to be. Really, I thought it was going to be close to like, at least in the 140s. But no, 136. So, honestly, I stink at doing the Price is Right rule stuff. I do. I stink at that stuff. Anyway, so 136 episodes in. He still has to do all of the post game. He actually came out with one video yesterday, so as of right now, it's 137. And honestly, yesterday's episode was just simply the just stuff involving lore about the game and stuff. I want to say that video was definitely over half an hour. I remember that, like 38 minutes or something. So yeah, you got some pretty wide ranges of lengths of the videos, right? So 137 episodes now into this. He still has to do the rest of the post game, you know. And again, it's an RPG. You have characters, NPCs, tasks, story objectives, all that, items, you name it. He has to do all that in a game like this. You're probably wondering, where did he find the time to do it? Well, believe it or not, it all stems from what he said in the finale, which is episode 136 of the main game, that is, when he shared us a little bit of a story. In February of 2020, he actually had a relative who was on their deathbed. Now, naturally, he did see that relative. But again, he's on a schedule. He has to make, Let's Play content in order, to get paid. Which, that happens. That everyone does that. So, sometimes you can't quite fully keep the commitments you want to make. So, long story short, he wasn't able to spend those final days as much as he would have liked to with, that relative before they passed on. And then, simply put, the pandemic immediately happened afterwards. Oh yeah. To put things in perspective, that relative still hasn't had his proper funeral. Because the pandemic happened right then and there. So, it's pretty sad actually. But, considering how big of a project that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was, and when you stop to consider the fact that because of the pandemic was going on, we all had to stay home, you can pretty much put the two and two together. That entire time you worked on that game in earnest. It was September of 2020 when he released the first episode of that Let's Play. And he still had a lot of work to do after the fact. A couple hiatuses, making the content, like getting content, obviously editing. Editing takes a long time. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know how to edit anything. Seriously, if you couldn't tell, pretty much every single one of these is like one take, essentially. So, yeah, simply put, it's really because of the pandemic that Chuggaaconroy was able to do a Let's Play like this at all. And let's be honest, the world is really never going to be the same, even after everyone gets vaccinated, because, let's be honest, you're still going to have people who want to wear masks. Full disclosure, I'm still going to wear my mask. Not because I have the option, but also because, until I get the okay from my mom, because she really is on the front line, so she would know more about this than probably anyone would. I should probably wear my mask simply because, again, I really want to be able to see my nephews. I've been there a lot for them in the last several months, weekly that is. But at the same time, I want to see them, grow up and, do stuff. And can't really do that if I get COVID. So that's simply put. Seriously, like today is the day where like everyone doesn't need to wear a mask as long as you're vaccinated. Now, I'm going to continue to be, here's the thing. Of course I don't want to wear my mask anymore, but at the same time, I would rather hear the okay first from, my mom, because she knows better. Actually, speaking of which, Chuggaaconroy only just recently started patching things up with his mom, so, yeah, there you go. Anyway, where was I? So, needless to say, this is just one huge shout out to Chuggaaconroy. Thank you for the first story of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which has already dwarfed everything the first Xenoblade Chronicles game was. And again, Xenoblade Chronicles is his favorite game of all time. The sequel is obviously, well, you can argue that a lot of aspects about the sequel are better. You could also argue that aspects of the first game are better. Chuggaaconroy even says that arguably the story in the first game is better. Although, if they ever do come out with a 3, good lord, is Chuggaaconroy going to be doing that forever? Shoot. They actually, Monolith Games really have thought about doing a 3rd one. So, maybe. With all this talk about Xenoblade Chronicles, you guys are probably going to ask the question, so I'll do it for you. Nick, are you ever going to play Xenoblade Chronicles or do anything like that? No! No, I'm not going to do that. Are you kidding me? That was again, the first game was 119 videos. Again, each ranging to, 18, 20 minutes to close to an hour roughly. And the second game is a lot more than that. Seriously, if I ever actually did something like an LP like that, I'd be doing that forever. I certainly wouldn't really, I probably wouldn't be able to make a video like this, I suppose. But honestly, I'm better off just sticking to doing what I know best. I definitely watch this. It's a good story, it's good gameplay, it's fun to watch. That's good. That's what you have a YouTube for, to watch anyway. Honestly, I'll just stick to doing what I like to do. And, if something's good on that I like to watch or, even whether, here's the thing. It's kind of like watching a cooking video involving something like, here's a good example. One channel I watch on YouTube is called Sous Vide Everything. Now, I do not own a sous vide machine. I do not know how to work a sous vide machine. I barely understand the general mechanics of it. I have no interest in sous videing anything. Anything. At least not now. Maybe if I get older and, I could become big and rich and famous, so I'd have all the time in the world, you know what I'm saying? That'd be cool. My point is, I really don't have any interest in doing it now. But you know what? It looks interesting. It's fun. It's cool to watch. And that's the same thing with Chuggaaconroy playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It looks fun. It looks interesting. The story's pretty good. It's fun when he succeeds in some levels, and it's both funny and sad when, something silly happens. That's bad. Come on, we always want a little fun. And here's the thing. A lot of good things happened to Chuggaaconroy during this LP. He even said himself in the finale, of all of the things that could have, because let's be honest, it's an RPG. Some things just happen some things are programmed that happen at random, RNG. That's a random number generator. Basically, again, the thing that's supposed to happen will happen. It's just completely at random and you have no idea what's going to happen. Of all the things in his LP that could have happened randomly, all but one thing happened. Literally, you're talking from what I gather, there's like several dozen things that are supposed to happen at random, and they all happen during the main story. Only one thing didn't happen. I mean, I could spoil what that thing is. Maybe he'll probably reveal what it is. I don't know. I think I know what it is anyway. I don't want to be wrong. But yeah, honestly, this is an LP. I don't think, if you're a fan of Chuggaaconroy, this is an LP I don't think we're ever going to forget. Not solely because of the pandemic and everything going on, just simply because all the amount of work and effort it took to make this series happen under the circumstances that Chuggaaconroy was in. Like, dude, I don't even know where to begin praising here. I don't think there's a word in the English language that could do justice for how much, he's earned, like, all the respect in the world. So, Chuggaaconroy, if, you're watching, congratulations on completing your LP. You deserve all the credit in the world. I certainly feel for you regarding what happened in February of 2020 for you, as I lost my grandfather in January of 2020. So, if you thought Chuggaaconroy, if you're watching this, if you thought your 2020 was bad before the pandemic, you're not the only one that it happened to. I can assure you of that, so you're not alone. Anyway, just want to give a congratulations to him. I can't wait to see what happens next. I wonder what his next LP is going to be, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to speculate that now. Anyway, like, favorite, share, hit the subscribe button, follow me on social platforms, Chuggaaconroy on YouTube. I'm for home news video for all of you guys watching. Don't forget about a wonderful Wednesday, or hump day if you're feeling like saying hump day. Actually, after yesterday, I may as well be calling it hump day. And if you guys want to talk shows, we can get a link there. I'll back. Take care. Make good choices. See ya.